Hey, welcome back lads. So let's talk some more about Call of Duty 2024 or Black Ops Gulf War, because we have heard a lot of different stuff about this game. However, there is still one big mystery and a question that everyone has on their minds, which is based on when and where this game is supposed to take place in the Black Ops timeline. Is Black Ops 2 still canon? Is Black Ops 2 still part of the story? Or is Gulf War basically gonna replace it and rewrite those events? Well, we don't know for sure. We don't have an exact answer, so let's take a deeper look. Now, just in case anyone is a little confused, let's take out our trusty Black Ops timeline, and we can see that there will almost be a direct clash between the events of Black Ops 2 and Gulf War. Well, Gulf War is going to take place right in between the events of Black Ops 2 and, well, Black Ops 2. I'm sure that pretty much everyone here knows that the Black Ops 2 campaign was split into two different parts in two different time periods. You have the Sergeant Woods flashbacks to the past, and that is what is important. Then there's also the near future era, which is not really important right now.
That was the photo Woods showed us in the vault, remember?
See that handsome bastard? That's me. The ugly one's your father. After Nam. The numbers and all that?
So the reason why these flashback parts are so important is because they show us what happens to the main characters directly after Cold War, but it's right before Gulf War, so it would not really make sense to just skip over that stuff when it's an integral part of the story that they are currently telling. Even though Black Ops 2 did show that, showed us the end of the main characters, that game released over 10 years ago, so a lot of people did not play it. Even people who did play it, it's a long time ago. So the details might be a little fuzzy, which is why we'd need like a refresh to remember what happened and why. And yeah, it is or was the end of the main Black Ops characters. Like, Sergeant Woods ends up paralyzed and retires. He was getting kind of old anyways. Mason's fate can change depending on what the player chooses, so he can end up dead or just gets really injured and goes missing for a very long time. And Hudson, everyone's favorite bald CIA guy, well, he doesn't just die, he gets absolutely murderized. So if Black Ops 2 is still part of the story, then these guys should not be in Gulf War at all. So it also need to kind of explain why. This also introduced the main villain Menendez and his backstory, and according to leaks, he is supposed to return in Black Ops Gulf War, which does kind of make sense if you look at the timeline. He was active in this time period, so yeah, all of that stuff, it sets up Gulf War. Like, that part of Black Ops 2 sets up this new game. I know it can be a bit complicated talking about this story and timeline stuff, but hopefully everyone's still following along. I'm trying my best. So yeah, there are a couple of options for what could happen as a result of the BO2 and Gulf War story being so interconnected, interlocked and whatnot. So my first idea is that the Gulf War campaign could start off right where the flashbacks from Black Ops 2 end, so that is when the main characters meet their fates. It could perhaps be Adler, Park, Sims, and the Cold War characters that end up finding and saving the old characters, well, rescuing Woods at least. So it's like looking at the same events but from a different perspective. It could just be explained in, a cutscene. Like the intro cutscene for Gulf War could just explain the BO2 stuff, so it's like BO2 still exists, it still happens, but they're just kind of going around it. And that is also what kind of makes this whole situation interesting, is that a lot of people are forgetting about these Black Ops 2 events, and there's kind of this idea in the community that Black Ops Gulf War will follow on directly from where Cold War left off, be like a direct continuation of the story from Cold War, but that's not exactly true. Another option is that they could drop a Black Ops 2 campaign remaster like they did with the original MW2, just not multiplayer or any of the side modes like zombies or anything, just for campaign for story purposes. Maybe that could happen, but I don't think there's any solid leaks or rumors about that happening, so maybe not. And then there is, the third option, which is what a lot of people are thinking, which I did think as well. Like, I was on that kind of train a couple of months ago, but now it's changed. People think maybe it's just easier for them to rewrite Black Ops 2, just pretend that that part of Black Ops 2 and that part of the story never happened, or just change it with Gulf War, so it would basically just say that Black Ops 2 is no longer canon, and then you just follow on from Cold War directly into Gulf War. Maybe, but I'm not sure. No one knows. Well, none of us. Right, so in conclusion, when you lay it all out, I don't think it's necessary to overwrite Black Ops 2. It can still all fit together as long as they do a good job in Gulf War at kind of explaining that and linking it all together. So yeah, you can have a story that goes from Cold War, dips into Black Ops 2, and then out into Gulf War. Yeah, it can make sense, it can happen, and as I said, I think probably the best option would be to do a Black Ops 2 campaign remaster to bring everyone back up to speed with what's gone on in the story, and yeah, I think that's about that. Also, at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they do bring back Woods, Mason, and maybe Hudson as like operators during the season. I might just kind of throw the storyline out the window, but yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, that's about that. Stay spicy, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
That's how it started. Her old man tries to kill Menendez. Menendez wants payback, even if it takes decades. Menendez, back then, was a big fish in a small pond. He made his cake running a drug cartel out of Nicaragua. It was a hand-me-down.
Right, so now Menendez fucking hated America and started running guns in Afghanistan for his own private army. CIA got wind of it, went on the hunt for him in Kabul.